Go forward. Now, on the one hand is copyright, people who own rights. What is the fair use right? For example, one of the most contested cases is about the Oxford Cambridge publishing, where photocopying of books and textbooks was an issue. And I think it's still a very controversial issue right now for course papers. But anyway, leaving that aside, there is a recent case of the Bombay High Court on Shaadi mein music bajayenge, so is it fair use or not? If a particular copyrighted work is used in in a teaching in class, is it fair use or not? For example, I remember a very interesting case which I had done. Cricket match mein, suppose someone hits a six, and that particular clip is picked by the news channel saying that just now there's been a sixer which has been hit by Sachin or whatever. So the question was whether that particular clipping, lifting it from ESPN or Sony, would make it copyright violation. So the court said no, as long as it is newsworthy, you can do it for maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds. But if you create a whole program on the cricket match, then that you can't do. You have to take rights and license rights from that. So these are all the issues which the creative industry faces. So what the copyright industry realized after some time was, सिर्फ copyright is not enough, it also needs neighboring rights. जैसे performance rights है, television rights है. So these are all now recognized rights under the Copyright Act. So I think we have to go a little further quickly. This presentation you can see if you wish. Come to the, yes, wait here, go back. One slide. Yes. What is the biggest challenge that copyright industry is facing now? It's artificial intelligence and technology. So is this going to kill our copyright industry? That is the question. And therefore the creative industry needs to have more forums like this to discuss how to deal with technology, how to use technology for the advantage of the industry rather than for the destruction of the industry. Because it's so easy today, for example, to use AI to create any amount of copyrighted works. You can actually put on ChatGPT and say, write a full book or write a full story on Saas-Bahu relationship. And ChatGPT will write you a nice story. And it's absolutely fresh, new. So, who will be the owner of the copyright in that? Should AI own a copyright? If you ask ChatGPT, draw a painting like M.F. Hussain, it will be able to do it. Does it mean that copyright industry is finishing? How do you tackle it? Should AI works be given copyright? Who will be the owner of the AI works? These are extremely challenging and complicated questions which we will all need to answer, and we should save like for example, if you say if AI software is connected to 3D printers and if you tell them please weave a Kanjivaram sari, it may actually just weave a Kanjivaram sari. We never know. Then what happens to all our weavers? So are we in a situation where we are ready to deal with technology? That is the question. Yes. One way, I think is for copyright to get together and to have a blockchain or something like that. Let's go forward. This will be the last few slides which I'll do. Just go forward to 2047. Yes. Now let's look at this. This would show to you that it's a $30 billion industry and it's 8% of the country's employment, as Ms. Pandya said. The Indian publishing industry is fourth in the whole world, behind US, Germany, Japan. India creates the largest amount of copyrighted works in the whole world. It's the country which creates the maximum amount of copyrighted works. The box office revenues are 1.4 billion in 2023. 29% of the total films in the world are made in India. Please remember, Indian films are not just in Hindi. The major industry is also the regional industry. Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, and all Punjabi, Marathi, Gujarati films. They are all very, very big industries. The video game sector is also growing 18.3%. from 21 to 26. So there is a huge growth in the video game industry because video games are also protectable and copyright. So what do we lack right now? And I want to give you a story before I tell you what is the problem. When I was a lawyer one day, one of my biggest clients, it was a beverage company, came up to me and said, we want to make an advertisement banana hai. We want to make a commercial, an advertisement. And we want to use this particular song's small clip or music for that advertising film. I said, yeah, so go ahead, what's the problem? So they said, we don't know whom to give the money to. We don't know who is the owner of the rights in this song. So we then said, okay, let's try and find out. Let's try and see if there's some platform from where we can give it to them. We couldn't. And you know the sad part? They just gave up. They just used some other music. So there are millions and millions of examples like this every day. There is no way to know who is the owner or an author in the copyrighted work. There is no licensing platform currently. There are just 2 copyright societies and I don't know how they function. They have their own ways of functioning. There are no standard rates. Go back please. There are no standard rates. There is no collection of royalties which is taking place in India on a centralized platform. And do you know something? This is in my personal knowledge, that all Indian works which are used internationally, the copyright societies of those countries have collected money, but they don't know who to give it to in India. And I'm told, as of last year, that amount is $200 million. They don't know whom to give it to in India because there is no centralized copyright platform. There's widespread piracy of Indian works. You go to any part of the world. On the internet, you have pirated websites, you have pirated content. You can just plug in the internet and you can have NDTV, ZTV, whatever TV you want. And no royalties are paid for anything for the Indian industry. The copyright societies don't function transparently. There's no one who's controlling or regulating them. So, there are no proper, clear solutions, but some solutions are this. Go back, please. No, go back. Go to the end. I think the solution is to have an All India database of copyright owners, an All India platform for royalties, an All India distribution platform for lyricists, artists and musicians. Copyright societies should come under that platform. International usage, substantial sum is collected, it should be used for the Indian artists. There is no one body which represents the creative and copyright industries. So the digital rights management framework in our country needs to be strengthened. I think the creative industry has done so much for India, and this is the least that either a government-based platform or a creative industry platform, the industry and the government should create one platform. If you don't do it, I think we are in for a complete problem, especially because with technology, the creative industry is going to face huge challenges. With that, I say that the creative industry should speak in one voice. All of you should get together and create this platform so that the artists, most of the artists are actually hand to mouth in India. Their songs are played everywhere, but they don't get any royalties. So, for the sake of the artists, please create this platform and then start collecting royalties and distributing it to them and make usage of copyrighted works more transparent. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam.